Reedsport, Oregon. Even says it right there. Reedsport Pharmacy, out of business. Cash King, out of business. 3 stores there, out of business. But they've been out of business way before even the coronavirus. They were the end result of the last of the Great Recession. See, I drive up and down the coast at these small towns. In some towns, about 25% of the buildings are completely empty. And it's got nothing to do with the last 6 years, no. These places went out of business during the Great Recession of 2008, but they went out of business like in 2015-16. The Great Recession put millions of small businesses in America out of business. And they started coming back now. I'm telling you, George Bush started the Great Recession. I'm telling you the truth. It was the last year he was in office, right before Barack Obama came in. Barack Obama was handed this big pile of dog doo-doo. And him and his team didn't know how to do it. They've never done anything like that before. They didn't know how to fix it. But it wasn't their fault. They didn't start it. That started with the George Bush administration. And he bailed out all the banks. And he handed it to Barack Obama to make all the bad decisions. So no, I don't blame Obama for that, no. And then it got worse and worse for 8 years, and then the last 2 years of Obama, it got a little better. Just started getting better. That's one of the problems with the United States of America. By the time a president and their administration figure out what will work, their term is up and they got to go. And then somebody else comes in, the next guy comes in and changes the whole process and starts all over again. And we all got to go through 2 to 4 years of crap again. Well, anyways, so the Great Recession was 2008. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 7 years. But then these businesses, they just couldn't hold on anymore. These small businesses in every small town in America. Every town, all 50 states. So by 2016, okay, so they get back, whoever made it, so they get back, and then in 2019, the coronavirus hits. Just like that, boom. Or was it 2020? The coronavirus hits worldwide, and they force you to shut down the small business you just got back on its feet. Wow. So there's something deeper, more spiritually, last days, end time stuff going on here. 1 million restaurants closed during 2020, 21, and 22. Nationwide. Okay. That's real lovely, yeah. And small businesses, they weren't even making profit during those years because of the government mandates. Because, they got to the point everybody thought they were going to die. I still see young people walking around, just a few, not very many, but just a few. They got on a mask. They got, they're literally, they are fully convinced that they are going to die every year of the coronavirus. Every time the winter comes, they're fully convinced of it. It's really sad to see, but that's what the government told them for 4 years. And if they were 16, 17 years old, well, they're going to be convinced for the rest of their life that one day they're going to die of the coronavirus or the flu. So then we got done with the coronavirus. Then what happened? Inflation. Inflation hit for 70% of all that. And when the coronavirus went away, the inflation never went away. It never went. The inflation under Joe Biden never went away, and it still hasn't gone away under Donald Trump. Even though they both claim, Joe Biden claims, the inflation's been solved. Donald Trump says, I solved the inflation. Well, how could they both solve it? Neither one of them solved it. It's still going. You go to the store and a product will rise $2.50 overnight at the grocery store. They said 40% of Americans now do not believe they're going to be better off next year than they are this year. And 60% of Americans are now living paycheck to paycheck in a severe way. Not just paycheck, no, they're living paycheck to paycheck and not saving any money and going into debt just to do that. So now, the last 4 years of inflation have closed millions of more small businesses in all 50 states. Now, Donald Trump says this is the new golden age of America. That's what he says every day. He went to the United Nations, and he told the United Nations, you all suck, and America's about to enter the golden age. You need to all bow down to America and worship America. That's basically what he told them. And they don't like him, but they don't know what to do about him. Donald Trump said if the Democrats shut down the government, he's going to fire 50% of everyone in the government. We're living in some strange times. Well, anyways, Donald Trump claims that starting next year, we're all going to get a job for Jeff Bezos or Toyota Motors, and we're all going to enter the golden age of America. And we're going to do all of this at $22 an hour because that's what they pay. That guy just about ran into the cars next to him behind me. He put on his blinker, see this blinker? He put on his blinker and started going to the car that was passing him. Didn't even see it and almost caused a major collision. If he hadn't seen that car and the car hadn't gone into the other lane with no cars there would have been a crash right behind me. That's why I go slower. The guy looked like he was a little bit sleep deprived, like he had both hands on the wheel. Like he'd been driving since 4 a.m. or something to get up to Washington State or something. know, and now it's noon and he's been driving for 10 hours and he's exhausted. Well, this is the end result of everything that's been happening since 2008. And that's actually not true. Since 2001, 9/11 started this whole process in America. The government tells us we spent $1 trillion on, the Iraq war, when actually we spent about $5 trillion. They lost $2 trillion. They don't even know where it is. So no, Donald Trump's not going to fix America in 4 years with $22 an hour jobs at Amazon. That's not going to fix America when you got $440,000 houses, medium-priced houses. They're not fixing America when you got $60,000, cars and trucks for $90,000. You're not fixing America with $22 an hour. You can say whatever you want, but it's not going to happen.